G'day Gear Junkies, Jason here. Recently I ran out of room on my pedalboard. Now my pedalboard is quite substantial in size, and rather than buying a bigger one, what I decided to do was buy another one the exact same size. But before I get to rearranging my pedalboard, what I thought would be fun would be to take all of the big box pedals I own and make a big box only pedalboard. But before I begin, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe. And if you want to help me out, you can go to the Middle Age Gear Junkie store and buy some merchandise. All of the money goes directly into buying the gear I need to make these videos. So I got all my big box pedals together and I quickly realized that I wouldn't fit them all on this board. So what I thought I would do was I would only really choose the ones that were really inconvenient or overly sized for what they did. And also I would try to create a working pedal board. So choosing pedals that I would need to be able to play all the stuff that I would want to play. So I'm going to do this in the order of my signal chain. So the first pedal that I've got is the Digitech Whammy 5. Now it's really important if you use pitch effects to put them near the start of your signal chain because they need a really uninterrupted signal to be able to do their thing properly. Now the reason this is so massively oversized is because I'm only going to use it as an octave pedal. For my next pedal, I really wanted to use my stereo Rotovibe. This is one of my favorite pedals that I own, but because of the shape of it, I couldn't actually fit it on the board. So I have an equally large pedal that does the same thing, which is the Jim Dunlop Rotovibe. Next up, I've got my drive section. So I like to use a lot of drive pedals and I like to use combinations of drive pedals. And I usually start with my lightest through to my heaviest. So for my light overdrive, I've gone with the Ceriatone Centura. This is a Klon replica style pedal. It's in the same size chassis as a Klon Centaur. And to give you an idea how big this is a J-Rocket Archer, which is the same style of pedal, which is just as good. And it's about a quarter of the size. Next, I need a medium overdrive, and I've gone with the BK Butler tube driver. As you can see, this thing is huge. It's absolutely massive. It runs off 240 volts power, which is really inconvenient. Now, this pedal can get right through to fuzz territory, but I'm just going to use it as a medium overdrive. Next, I need some distortion. So I'm going for the ProCo RAT. This is a 90s reissue of the original 70s, the RAT, and it uses the LM308 chip inside, which is really spluttery. You actually heard this on the first example with the Whammy. Now this is about twice the size of the current day RAT 2 pedal, which there's one behind me sitting on my amplifier there. Now, I don't always use a fuzz on my board, but this one is very well known for being quite large and oversized, and that is the Big Muff Pi. Next, I need some more modulation. So I've picked the biggest, possibly the most impractical, but yet best pedal that I own, which is the Boss CE1. This thing is so impractical, it's not funny. So other than taking up a huge amount of pedalboard real estate, it runs off 100 volts, which means I have to use a step-down transformer with it as well. Also with the CE1, you have to run a buffered pedal in front of it, otherwise it doesn't work properly. Next up is another pedal that is so inconvenient that I rarely use it, which is the T-Rex Replicator tape delay. This thing needs constant maintenance. You always have to tighten parts up on it, otherwise the modulation goes out of control. It requires a completely separate power supply, which is a 12-volt AC power supply. So it's just a big pain in the butt, but it does the tape thing and it's super cool. And for reverb, nothing quite says pretentious asshole like the Strymon Bigsky when you only use about 3 settings on it, which is what I do. So I wanted to see what sorts of sounds I could get out of this pedalboard. So I spent ages configuring it and wiring it all up to get it ready to go, only to find that it was incredibly noisy. I tried to fix the problem, but I gave up pretty quick. So please drop a comment below and tell me what is the big box pedal that you own that you can't live without and must be on your board at all times. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Remember, you can support this channel by going to the Middle Aged Gear Junkie store and buying some merchandise, and you can go to the Middle Aged Gear Junkie Facebook page and become a member of that community. Other than that, my name is Jason. See you later.